Well, winter weather continues to impact farming across the nation. SoutheastProduceWeekly.com's Chip Carter checks in on his region with this report.
It's 75 degrees and sunny in Orlando, Florida. It's hard to believe that the rest of the country is such a wintry mess. I'm here for the Southeast Produce Council Southern Exposure Show this weekend. We talked to growers from some other states where the weather has not been so kind. So Brian, Borders Melons is in Adel, Georgia, in the southern part of the state. The melon crop's not in the ground yet, so this cold weather is not a particular threat to you. There are other concerns, and you're hearing reports from other growers of other crops about the cold and other situations.
Yes, well, normally South Georgia starts planting vegetables in early March. They watch the weather, this little cold front. There might be a few vegetable guys that have some plants in the ground. Most of the watermelon growers are not going to start planting for another couple of weeks, usually after the full moon in March. The bigger concern for us has been the wet weather pattern that we've had all winter. The ground's very saturated, and even what seems like a nominal rain now continues to plague fields being very wet. Growers are having a hard time laying plastic in certain instances, and we're really looking for some dry weather. So we need some warm, sunny days, and we'll have a great spring crop.
We encompass about 5 or 6 counties in North Carolina that we have sweet potato growing operations that grow for us and that we have that we sell for. So, we encompass a large geological area, about 150 miles radius from the packing house. We had a little bit of cold weather, but the main thing has been wet. Last year we had a record rainfall of the state last year, and so far this winter, we're still kind of wet. And, it gets time that we need to dry up and start getting stuff in the ground, and that's kind of where we're at right now. But as being farmers and being packers, we're optimistic. We're the most optimistic folks out there, is what we always say. So, we're looking forward to a good spring and, a good growing crop for the 2020 season, 19 and going into 20.
But there are a lot of ponds and rivers in North Carolina that don't need another drop of water right now.
You're right. We got some rivers there. It's right on the edge of flood stage, and I think that's kind of all over the country. While I'm talking to folks, so everybody's kind of in the same boat. But, I think we're going to be all right. If we don't. Certainly if we don't use any more water right now, but you know how it goes. You'll be praying for the rain to stop, and come May, be praying they have rain. So it's kind of a, feast or famine. But that's what, we deal with what we get dealt with and do the best we can.
Situation is the same all over the Southeast. The cold is not as much of a concern as how wet everything is. In Orlando, Florida, I'm Chip Carter from SoutheastProduceWeekly.com, reporting for RFD-TV.
As always, thank you very much, Chip. And of course, look for Chip again today at 12:30 Eastern and next week as he checks in from the Southeast Produce Council's Southern Exposure Show in Orlando.